this video we're going to be taking a look at how to play the Dire Straits song Sultans of Swing. So it's a pretty epic guitar piece, so it's not going to be the simplest of things to learn. I don't know how long this video is going to last, but we're going to work through it. We have the introduction, 6 verses. At the end of each line of a verse we have a different fill. We have the guitar solo and guitar outro, and there's also kind of an instrumental guitar chorus which keeps repeating. Now the official guitar tab for this one is about 20 pages long, and you're never going to really learn that by sitting with 20 pages of guitar tab trying to work your way through it. You're going to be on forever and an age. So what I've done is I've typed out rather, the lyric sheet with the chords, and at the end of each line I've put the little fills that are played. And I think working with 2 pieces of paper as opposed to 20 gives you kind of fighting chance of working this one out. Always work with the record so that you know that you're getting things right, and eventually you want to be able to play this one along with the track itself. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. So we have the introduction. Now the thing to remember, in case I forget, there's a rhythm guitar, and what Mark Knopfler is playing is over the top of that. So remember that, because the tendency is to think that Mark Knopfler's playing everything all at the same time. So there's the rhythm guitar. So some of the changes are quite fast, but he's just layering over the top. So sometimes you can come in with the rhythm, doesn't always have to play it. So kind of keep that in mind. So here it goes. The introduction starts off with the rhythm guitarist just playing D minor. Over the top of that, you kind of have this. Which is over the top. So you have this, which is a double stop. You can see the guitar tab, 5th frets of the D and the G, and then hammer onto the 7th. Then you have this. Secret of remembering how to play that is it's based on a D minor chord, the notes from it. Now you're sliding into the 7th on the D, then a rake, going to the 8th fret of A, 6th fret, so you're adding that 5th in there. Now you can see all the notes in the guitar tab. I don't want to show every single note because I think your brain would explode. Possibly there's that at the beginning, but if you wanted something that sounds like the on one guitar, now the secret of this one's knowing the structure of the song. So we have 6 verses. You keep them 2 verses, then the chorus, 2 verses, chorus, and so on. So rhythm wise, we're starting off on a D minor. You get a shiver in the park, it's raining in the dark in the meantime. So that's D minor, C, B flat, A. Then again, then F, band is blowing a Dixie, a double C 4/10. B flat, alright when you hear the music roaring, to D minor. So that's the structure of all the verses, and then that's been played over the top of, and there's a line at the end of each verse. So you've got your first fill is, which is fairly straightforward, 4th fret of the G. Then again, where we go to the 11th fret of the D, to the 10th of B, back, 11-10 on B. Now again, the secret of that one is realising it's been played over A. If you have the A chord here, which is like bar the 9th and play a C chord type of A, the notes are, that's where they come from. If you can see that, that's going to help a lot, because a lot of the fills are based on A in that position, and it saves you, instead of thinking of scales, think of chords, and that's why it sounds improvised, but everything fits so perfectly. So we've got that. Then as it goes to F, you can hear, so we're playing F in that position where you're borrowing the 5th, 6th and 7th with the ring finger there. And then as it goes to C, it goes B flat. So in other places, so you're going to partial C, go to D minor and back again. The rhythm guitar's just playing C, B flat, partial, because you're not playing the root note of it there, you're just playing them. And then as it goes to D minor, we'll play which is the first half of that intro riff, and then which will come to again and again. So partial B flat, little finger on the 6th of B, back again, and into the 5th, and then finish off with this little, which is slide from the 5th into the 7th on A, 5, 7 on D, and then 5th fret of the G, like that. So we have that. I'll play that little bit again. So we've got the, sorry. We then come to the next verse. Now the chord progression for that is going to be exactly the same. Now the little fill at the end of is like that, where we go on to the 10th fret of the B, 11th fret of D, hit that 11th again, back to the 10th, and then 11, 11 on them 2 strings, go down 2 frets, 2 frets again, like that. We then go through the, then we have this little, so 10th fret of the high E, working our way through the A chord, on the G we go down 7, 6, 7, 5 on D, finishing on the D note, 7th fret of A. Like that, which is fairly straightforward. We then go into F, competition in other places. When we're blowing that sound, on the D minor we have this, which is 10 on the G and the high E, 10 and 10, go down 9, 8, double stop on G and B, 10th fret, and then we have our again, but then we're going to do it again, and then on London Town we'll get to the chorus. So I'll play that a little bit again. Competition in other places. And then as it goes to D minor for the beginning of the chorus, we have this, which we're going to keep coming back to all the time. So D minor to C, B flat, and F to C, and then double stop on the 10ths of G and B, and then 9, 8 on the same 2 strings. Sometimes you just hit the 8, but that's where it's coming from, that chord there. And then we're going to go through that again. And then that little lick that we had before. So that chorus is like that. We then come to verse 3, and again, then we have, that's our little riff there, which is like an A7, 9th fret to the G, 7th, no it's not 9, and 8, 7, A, 9, 8, 9, and then the 10th frets there, which you can see on the guitar tab. And then we go through that. On the make it cry or sing, we have this lick. 7th fret to the G, bend that up, move through the 5ths of B in high A. Bend that 8th up of B, 9th of high A. Let that 8 down, go into the 7th of high A, and then back to that 8th of B, and that 8th of high is possibly in there. So you got that. Like that. We then, as it goes to F, it's an old guitar is all he can afford in a G, slide into the 9th, 8th of B, both together, slide down 2 frets, we come across that riff later on as well. Then B flat, he gets under the lights to play his thing. Then we have this on the D minor, we're going to play. So 10 and 10 on the G and high E, go down 9, 8, 10th frets, very similar to what we did before, then that, and then, so 7th frets of the A, 5, 7 on D, 5 a G, again, 5, 7, like that. We then come to verse 4. That's your first little lick on that verse. 7th of G, 8th of B, and you're going to be bending that 7th up and down. Then as we go through that chord progression again, we have this. Sorry. I've seen the guitar tab hit the 14th there, but to me it's easier just to 9th here, then go 9, 10th of B, 9th of G, hammer onto the 10th, back again, 7, 6, finish on the 7th of D. So, and then instead of going to the F, we go, which is the 5th fret of high E, like that. We then play, which we do normally, and then on the D minor we're going to go, which is our normal, which we keep coming to all the time then. our chorus. Hey, that. We then, I've been on 15 minutes and I'm getting through quite nicely, I think, hopefully. Now verse 5, again, progression is exactly the same as all the other verses. We have the lyric, then a crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner. And then on that A, we're going to play this. Bend the 12th of B up, hit the 12th of high A, let that 12th of B come down to the 10th, slide into the 14th of G to the 13th of high A. So you got that. And then on the next line, when it finishes on A, we have this. Watch out for the timing of that one. 12-9, 10th of B, 9th of G, and then we go 9-7-6, and then that same on, instead of playing F, like that. Then on They Don't Give a Damn About Any Trumpet Playing Band, we hear that same, which we came across before. Then it goes to B flat. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And on the D minor, again that same riff. And then the chorus. Now we come to the guitar solo. So I'll play that through kind of slowly and deliberately as opposed to, you know, speeding through it. So we have. That's to play through kind of slowly. It's a lot easier sometimes to play it along with the record to get it exactly right. But we're on the 8th fret of the B. And then we've got the hammer on 6-8-6, 5-6-5. That's we got that. Then we go through like an arpeggio. 12 frets of E and A. Ooh. Then 11th of D, 9th of G, 10, 9, 12th of E. Then basically D minor chord. Then on the B, 10, 13, 11, 13 pull off. 9th fret to 10th, 11, 9, 10. Then we have the, so bend the 12th up of G, 13th of B, release the 12th, 13th of E and B, 12th of G, 10th, so you got that. Twelfth of high E, 13, 12, 13, 12, pull off from the 14th to the 12th, 13th of B, triggered. Then it's all bends on the 13th. Sorry, 11, 13, 10. Pull off from the 13th to the 10th there. You can obviously see this on the guitar tab. Then we have this nice, which is based on B flat there. Go up to the 5th, which you can see on the guitar tab, back to, and then which you can see on the guitar tab, but the notes there, like the 5th of D to the 5th of G to 7, 5, and then on the 7th you're bending it up, 8th of B, 5, 7, 7. So that guitar solo, play it again through slowly. So there's your guitar solo, which is really, it's a good guitar solo, and it also shows you how to really be playing, how he uses the chords to develop his style. We then come to our chorus. We then come to the last verse, verse 6, sorry, and now we have this little, where we're playing 11 of D and the 10th of B, and then 11, 12, and then 14, 14, I'm doing that if you can see with my fingers there, and then 17, 15, see that. Then the next line is an A7, 9, 8, 9. And it does sound like a bell ringing. It's on that, let the time bell ring. Then it goes to F. And then on the C, on Time to Go Home, again that same, like that, which is nearly the same as what we do before, but without sliding. 7, 9, and then 9, 8. And then we go to B flat. And on the D minor, then makes it fast with one more thing. You play the, then go through the chorus. And then we get to the outro solo, which is really the money bit, isn't it? So I will attempt to play this through kind of slowly. I will eventually, probably maybe later on this week, try to do a play along with this one. I've just about got it down to being able to play it along with it. Every now and again I make the odd little mistake, but I think it's a one worth persevering with and adding it to your arsenal of things that you can play. So we start off with this is the money bit. A little bit of a mistake there on the fast bit, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we're starting off 8th fret of B, 8, 6, 8, 6, finishing on the 7th of G there, so that's quite easy. Bend the 8th up again, and then we have this. I've seen different fingerings for that, but I kind of like this one. 5, 8, 5, 3, 5, 3, G string, 5, 7, 5, same again on the D, same again on the A. So we then have this. Pulling off from 10 to 8 on the B, 10th of G, back to the 8th of B, 10, 7. Then we have this. I've seen it with a double stop on the 8 frets there. I can't hear it, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going from the 9th there and then hammer on 8, 10, pull off to the 8th on the B and do it 6 times basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then have this nice little lick. Twelfth frets of G, bend up, go through the 10th frets of B and high E. 13, 10 on a B, 12th of G, to the 10th of B, 10, 12 on G, 12, 10, 12 on D, 10 of G and B, 12th of G. So you got that. Like that. Then I like that bit. You kind of rake to the 10th, rake to the 11th. I'm kind of muting these just so you get that. Then so you bend that 11th up to the 12th of high E to the 10th of E. Now the money bit, the guitar tab that's on the screen is technically the more accurate way of doing it. Now what I'm going to do is, because this video is really for the people who thought that this would be impossible for them to do. So I'm kind of trying to make this easy. Then when you get used to this, then you can be clever and try to get it exactly the same. So what I've chopped this down to is you're going to be going pull off from the 13th to the 10th to the 10th of B, back to the 10th of high E. So you're going hammer on, pull off, 10, 10 again. Now what I did, because I was struggling with this if I'm honest, I just practiced going and once you can do that, everything else should fall into line. So you're going to be doing that 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Now we put our middle finger on the 11th there and do the B and do exactly the same thing. 1, 3, 4. Move up to the 12th fret here, 15th fret with our little finger, do exactly the same thing, And I'm going to do it 8 times, technically 7, a little bit of an alteration, but keep things simple for now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then basically repeat the whole thing again. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how I would approach that, and then maybe be a little bit more fancy with. Then we, after the like that, we have the 15th fret of high E. You're going to bend it and release. 13, 15, 13, 15th the B. And then kind of quickly 13, 13, and then on the 15th there. So you've got that. And then 12, 15, 12. Go to the B, 13, 15, 13. 10, 13, 10. 9, 12, 9. Finishing on the 10th fret of D, and then tail out of the with the repeat and fade basically. So I'll play that solo through again nice and slowly. So I hope that helps you be able to play Sultans of Swing by Straits. Hopefully we'll be doing later on a play along with this one. That should put all of this together in one thing. Probably the longest video I've done in quite some time, so I hope it helps, and as always, thank you for watching.